Holy crap, today is an interesting day. We got Nvidia earnings popping up. We got Tesla in a complete and absolute slugfest. And as it stands, there is no direction. And I mean no direction. We're up 3%, we're down 3%. Well, mostly we're down 3%. In the last 6 months, Tesla is completely flat. In the last month, I think Tesla's down like 10%. In the last, or year to date, Tesla's like, or trailing 1 year, Tesla's up like 3%. It's a complete gong show in terms of price action. And my prediction is that it'll stay this way. Let me try to find a spot to sit. I think it'll stay this way up until 10:10, up until Robotaxi event, which sucks, to be honest, because we got earnings in between there. We got production delivery. We got a lot of things to look forward to. But the Robotaxi event really is what Wall Street ran up Tesla in the months prior to what was supposed to be 8.8. Remember, I was coming out here and saying when Tesla stock was rallying as much as it was in July, I was like, this is because of the AI play. This isn't because of deliveries or earnings looking really hot. It was because of Robotaxi day. When that got delayed, we saw a clear decline in Tesla, I think like 10% on that day. So the good news here is that Nvidia is reporting earnings tonight, which actually might end up being bad news, but I guess we'll see. The thing with Nvidia is it's come down quite a bit from all-time highs, but it's still a strong stock. It's still a strong company. Everyone and their mom thinks that whatever Nvidia reports tonight is how the stock market will go for the next little bit. And it's hard to disagree with that. Like if Nvidia drags up the Magnificent Seven, maybe hopefully including Tesla, that's definitely a possibility. But as it stands, I mean, I'm not sure how high Nvidia's earnings expectations are. If there's any Nvidia stock watchers, let us know in the comments. But it's not something that I think is going to trigger some sort of bull rally. Now, let's step back for a second to talk macro. And I know this is about Tesla, and I'll get to it in a second. But macro really dictates everything. The problem with macro is this, and no one really wants to say this out loud, but I'll say. Index funds, ETFs like S&P, QQQ are relatively high as it stands. The problem with that is Tesla has not kept up speed like it had historically with that rally up in the ETFs that we've seen so far. So the issue with that is inevitably when ETFs do have a decline, and not like a flash crash type that we kind of saw when the DNC situation was happening with Kamala and Joe and all that. But, when we see a significant decline, 10, 15%, Tesla is very likely going to follow suit with that. That is a downside risk. I'm not saying that's happening, but that's a risk. But yeah, they're going to lower interest rates in September by 50 basis points and everything's going to be gravy. Remember, guys, I say this all the time. And yes, I mean, when they lower rates, that'll be good for people that are buying cars. But the reason why they lower rates is usually there's something ugly happening in the economy for them to say, okay, let's lower rates. And there is something ugly happening in the economy. If you look at the unemployment, it's creeping up. Inflation is down for sure, and it's coming down quite a bit. Here in Canada, we're probably going to get another 25 basis point decrease here in the month of September. We've already had two. So yes, it's definitely possible that stocks like Tesla rally when interest rates go down, but I don't think it'll be immediate, right? I don't think there'll be a one-to-one correlation when interest rates go down and Tesla stock just moons. Maybe, hopefully I'm wrong, and I really hope I am, but remember, I mean, these things are lagging effects. So interest rates going down signals that, okay, the Fed has now pretty much said, this is enough pain for now. Let's stimulate the economy again. And that stimulation doesn't come until let's say 3 to 6 months from that point, right? And so where does that leave us? I think that leaves us, of course, we're on the bottom cycle of the economy at the moment. I don't think the economy, I think the damage is done is what I'm trying to say to the economy. I don't think there's more damage coming. I just think there's more revelation of the damage coming. There's more revelation of interest rates were far too high for far too long. The pain was masked by a lot of the reports that came out. And we're about to see that. But that doesn't mean the pain isn't there. Go ask any average household out there about the pain level. If you get out of your bubble maybe a little bit, myself included, I need to. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. But if you go ask the average family out there, it's tough. And the reason is because costs of living have gone up massively, but wages haven't. And also employment opportunities in general have not. In fact, they've declined, right? So that's not to say that the world is ending or anything like that. We're just in the down cycle. I think a year from now, when interest rates are quite a bit lower, drastically lower, costs to buy cars like Teslas are quite a lot lower. And hopefully, and this is the main story, Tesla Robotaxi has something to show for it. As it stands, I have not got 12.5 yet. I'm still on 12.4.3, which I realize is about a version higher than what people had for the last month and a half already. But I said this on the channel and I'm very transparent. I said this probably in the first 2 days after I got this. I tweeted it out at Hey It's Yashi if you want to follow me. I said 12.4.3 is a regression, in my opinion. It's a step back. People are like, man, I'm so jealous you have 12.4.3. And I said, don't be jealous. You don't want this. The amount of lane changing that was happening. Anyways, just uncomfortable. And even people that I've taken into the car since then that have been there from version 12 of my car have said that this is a regression. And that's not tech people. These are average people that don't care about cars or anything like that telling me that this is a regression. So I'm really excited about 12.5, whatever it'll end up coming to me as. But the good news is it has started to come out to hardware 3 cars like myself. So look, Robotaxi Day, we got a lot of time until then, but it'll fly by, trust me. October 10th, we're gonna blink and October 10th will be here. The question is, how many updates is Tesla gonna have between now and then? Is Tesla gonna have the unified single stack on highway? Is Tesla gonna have something more to show than just a UI, UX mock-up on an app? The market really wants that to be true. I really want that to be true. But remember, Tesla's team probably is working 24/7 right now on the weekends, but there's not a lot of time until 10/10. There isn't. And until we get some sort of event details coming out with 10/10, an official Tesla announcement, of course, we'll hear about it at earnings or whatever. Until we get that, just keep that in mind. Technology doesn't always follow the path that we want it to in terms of the schedule. That's why you have to trust the process. You have to trust the actual methodology of the technology and not just timelines. But it is frustrating, for sure. And so as Tesla sits here, down another 1.5% today or 2%, down 3% yesterday, Tesla could rally 5 or 10%. It's just it's a complete slugfest. And I think until we start to see the liquidity in the market come back and, the Wall Street toots will come back from the Hampton vacations in the next couple of weeks here after Labor Day. I guess you call it Memorial Day down in the States for my friends there. After that comes back and liquidity is back, I think we'll start to see a different market, although the yo-yo probably will continue is my guess. Yash signing off from somewhat sunny Vancouver. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'll catch you in the next one. Hit like, hit subscribe if you made it to here to the end. Leave me a comment as to your thoughts about Tesla. Much love. Yash signing off. Peace.